Hello everyone. I see some eyeballs jumping on here. We are still getting sorted and organized for tonight. Apologies for the last minute nature. I have been in trade show for the last, it's been 4 days, which has been super fun. And I do have some fun stuff to show you from that trade show. But we finished our last meeting at about 6:15, and then I had to grab some dinner, and hence the scramble for 7 o'clock. But thank you for joining me tonight. We've got some eyeballs on, and the boxes have been rolling in, folks. So I've got a fair amount to show you tonight, and we will dig right in. And what you need to do is kind of put on your imagination caps, get in your time machine, and we are going to jump forward a few months, because a lot of what I am going to show you tonight is fall and holiday themed, but we do have some other fun stuff as well. So let us get started. And I saw someone make the comment and it whizzed right by here. Are you ready for some It's So Pretty? We are in the process, and I'm totally joking here, but we would like to trademark that so we don't have anybody else copying us on that. It's So Pretty TM is now our new catchphrase. So welcome to What's New here on Wednesday, July the 20th. And like I said, we're going to fast forward a little bit. And the first thing I'm going to show you actually is perfect for summer. We are right in the heat of the dog days of summer. And so I am bringing you beach vibes from Photoplay. This is a new paper pack. We did only bring in the collection pack for this. But if you are planning a trip to the beach, even if it's just a local beach, if you are just thinking about a beach, then this is the paper pack for you. It's got some crabs and some blue sky. It's got some swim trunks, and the colors, the pastel-y colors, are really quite beautiful. It's translating a little bit on the camera, but if you were to see this in person, it is absolutely stunning. This may come across as a little bit more blue to you guys, but it is a bit more on the teal side. But then we've got the navy blue. It's kind of like a barn board. And this one over here is my absolute favorite with all the little beach houses. And then you've got your sticker sheet in here as well. And this is totally right up my alley. So Sheila is correct. It does have a bit of that retro vibe, but very beachy, very fun. Lots of flip-flops, all that good stuff. So that is beach vibes from Photoplay. And we're going to continue on a little bit with Photoplay, and we have Thankful. So yes, I did say we were going to jump ahead in the calendar a little bit. Photoplay always does a really nice fall paper line. They're generally some of our most popular fall lines, and this time absolutely does not disappoint. Matt's just stepped away for a second. I think we have all the things. Maybe Darlene, you can comment. I can't remember if we have single sheets on this or just the collection packs. But again, this teal is absolutely stunning and really sets off these golden orangey yellows that are in here. There's a great little baking or cooking sheet in here that would be great for recipe cards. Pumpkin pie. Lots of things to be thankful for. Pumpkin spice. And I know, we're not really quite in pumpkin spice mode yet, but when we are, Thankful is the line that you want to get. There is an ephemera pack with your standard frames and tags and sentiments and all that great stuff. And there is a 6x6 pad. There is no seal on this, so I can flip through this. Excellent. So take a look at that beautiful pumpkin paper. The Photoplay pads, 6x6 pads, are double-sided. That's a gorgeous plaid. There's that kitchen recipe book type thing. There is so many reasons to be thankful. That beautiful leaf pattern with the teal background. Another great plaid, a great kind of icon-y paper here. And this is, I will say, it's a very orangey red. Matt just got back to his desk. Matt, did we get single sheets on the Thankful line or just the collections?
All the things.
Matt says we got all the things for Thankful. So you can go pick and choose or grab it all. So that is the 6x6 pad for Thankful. And again, I know it's only July, but if you are thinking of doing recipe cards or recipe books as gifts this year, this is a really good line. Again, depending on how you segment that recipe book, this would be a really great paper line for, turkey recipes or pumpkin pie or any of those fall things that we like to make for comfort food. So that is Thankful. And next, we've shown you a couple of paper packs. I'm going to segue over, and we did get a good shipment from Pinkfresh Studios. It's been a little while since we've had anything super brand new from them. I know a lot of our inks got restocked, as well as a small selection of re-inkers. Re-inkers are really hard to get a hold of right now. So if you're looking for a specific color, just let us know. We can let you know kind of what the status is. But some of these stamps, dies, stencils, hot foil plates that I'm just about to show you, they are from April, May, and June releases. We haven't quite got to the July release yet. I think the July release is paper, and I do have some of that on order as well. But let's just dig in. And quite honestly, this just arrived, and Matt got it in the system, so it's a bit of a surprise for me too. So we're going to start off with Modern Script. Really great sentiments. Way to go. So proud of you. Yes, you can. Many thanks. You are on my mind. But with a really funky, hence the name Modern, font to this. The way that Pinkfresh does a lot of their sentiment stamps is this is one ginormous stamp. So you definitely want to use your stamping platform or any super handy tool that you may have so that you can stamp it all at once. And then you die cut it all at once. This may look like separate dies, but it is in fact one master die that would go through and cut all of those sentiments. So it's a great way to kind of stockpile some sentiments, stamp it once, cut it once, file it away, put them in little baggies, and you will have them ready to go. And then, of course, there is a hot foil plate that also coordinates. So if you are someone who loves sentiments, then get the whole thing. Get the whole darn thing, and you can foil, you can stamp, and you can die cut to your heart's content. All right, what have I got next? I have the Geo Arches. And again, this is totally in random order, so I do not know which release is coming from which, but these are fun. So this one has a stencil, looks like 3 layers. Does it say anywhere on here? 3 pieces. 3 pieces. So there's 3 layers to this stencil. And I actually saw a diagram of this that you could absolutely use these individually or only do 2 layers if you wished. Some of these great background stencils are really fun that way, that you can do your own thing. And then there is the matching hot foil plate to give you all of those beautiful lines with that pattern. All right, next up we have, this one is called Heart Smiles. Now they've done this, this is a sentiment stamp again, but it's different than the first one that these are individual stamps. So if you prefer your sentiments to be a little bit smaller, that you just stamp it one at a time, then Heart Smiles, it's for you. And there is Darlene. It's so pretty. TM. Make sure we say the TM. Best wishes. Lucky to have a friend like you. Just want to remind you how amazing you are. My heart smiles when I think of you, hence the name of the stamp set. And there is absolutely a coordinating die to cut those out. And again, this time they are all separate. So unlike that first one, you can just stamp one, die cut one, and away you go. All right, what have I got next? Do I have all the bits? Looks like Matt says they should be grouped, but this one doesn't look like we have the stamp set. Maybe that was one that got back ordered. This one is called Simplest Gestures. If you were in the Crop and Create card making event in March, you got this set as part of your kit. So maybe that's why we went a little bit lighter on the stamps and they didn't arrive. This is a gorgeous little floral set, but it also has 4 amazing sentiments on it. There is that 4-layered stencil set. There is the coordinating die, and then something that wasn't in that kit, or for anyone who just loves floral and foil. That's a tongue twister. Floral and foil. Say that 5 times fast. Simplest Gestures also has a foil plate that coordinates with that set. And you know what? Sometimes it's nice just to do the stenciling. You don't need the stamp outline. It gives a much softer look, but really quite impactful. All right, next up we have Botanical Bunch. Botanical Bunch. It is a whole bunch of flowers. This would be great just to cover the front panel of an A2 card. You could do it on a slimline as well and just have the top using the white space, maybe throw a butterfly up there. But look at how gorgeous that is. Get a nice mix of colors in there, and that is absolutely beautiful. So Botanical Bunch, coordinating die, and so that was the stamp. You could color that with your Copics or with watercolors. There is the stencil, and there is no hot foil for this guy. So just the stamp, die, and stencil on Botanical Bunch. All right, next up is Painted Daisies. Sorry, I'm just holding off on this one. I'm not sure if we've got these online because Chris is going to be doing a class with this one. So I'm going to tease you and say that a class is coming, but we don't want to look at that one. And then we have Folk Floral Stem. So this one is a beautiful kind of curved look to it. Very simple, but very impactful. The size is quite large, and it has some great sentiments on it as well. You are a treasure. Never underestimate the difference you make. Don't forget to smile. Make room in your heart for hope. Die. Stencil. Again, look how beautiful that is with those soft, soft pinks. And a hot foil plate as well. So a great little bundle there. But there's more. There is more from Pinkfresh. We have restock on the solid hot foil plate. This has been out of stock for a while, and I know a few of you have been waiting for it. This is great for covering entire panels. This is great for using your negative piece of your foil, and it's actually quite a lot of fun to play with. You do have to let it heat up for a good long time, but definitely something that is worth having in your foil collection. We also have some brand new cover plates. So a cover plate die, by nature of its name, covers the whole area of your piece of paper. And in this case, these are all A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And one thing that I am noticing on all 5 of these is that there is no outer edge on these. So there is no outer edge to cut your rectangle. You would cut that first, and then these create these beautiful etched patterns into your paper. The other thing that's nice about this is if you wanted to do a larger piece and not have a border, if you had the cut lines around it, you could only do this size. By doing it this way, you could actually, especially if you had a long strip and went this way or even this way, you can match them up and do like a whole 12-inch panel. So that way you can create borders and panels for your layouts, for your traveler's notebooks, for any larger size piece of artwork that you're creating. There's no edges, so you can just cover the whole area. So this one is called Ornate Medallions. It's got some cute little openings in there. We have Hexagon Tile. We have, this one is probably my favorite. It is the Dotted Scallops. And you know what? If you swung it this way, you could call them mermaid tails. But that's the Dotted Scallops. Looks like that. Matt doesn't like my mermaid tail name, but I think it's kind of fitting. It's so pretty, TM. Floral backdrop. Look at those pretty little daisies. Create a really cute little background for some of those floral die cuts. And then we have the stitched diamonds. So a great selection of these cover plates. And again, I'm quite excited that there's no edge on these, so that your possibilities really just open up that way. And then one last thing from Pinkfresh. Actually, there's two last things from Pinkfresh. This one is a brand new foiled sentiment set. So maybe you don't have hot foil. Maybe you don't like stamping, but you want sentiments for your cards. Matt says that sounds about right for him. This would be a perfect set. Just a little behind the scenes kind of thing. Charlie and Matt actually have their own iris case with card making supplies. So when they have to pull together a Mother's Day card or a birthday card for yours truly, they don't have to steal from my stash. So I could pretty much bet that one of these kits, one of these sets of sentiments, is going to make its way into their little card making stash. And you know what? It is fast and it is easy. So you need to have these in your stash as well. Matt's saying he can't find anything in my stash. That's why they have to have their own stash. But we're working on that. I swear. I promise. This says, happy birthday. Thinking of you. Hope today is extra special. Hooray. Keep smiling. You have a heart of gold. Great sentiments. 39 pieces in total. This one does look like it is all gold. So unlike the previous, the first one that came out was gold and silver. The second one came out was all rainbow colors. This one is just gold, which, you know what, is pretty awesome. And if you want this colored, you could absolutely ink it so that the gold background pops through, but you lose some of that white. It's really fun that way as well. And while we are finishing off Pinkfresh, take a deep breath. We have bling. Bling back in the house. So we have restocked on the gold pearls. I just want to make sure I had the name right. Gold pearls. Sparkling champagne pearls. These are a beautiful kind of taupey brown. We have the silver half pearls. These are the matte silver. Then we have in the gems, we have, oh, hang on. Let me go back to the pearls. We have the matte gold, and then we have the shiny silver. So all of the metallics are back in the house. Bling, bling, bling. We have lavender and ballet slipper back in the house. Plus, we got some new colors. Now, the first color is not going to be a surprise to anybody. We had to have our green. So this is Emerald City. We have this beautiful kind of buttermilk color called Peach Fuzz. This one is interesting. It is called Clear Drop Iridescent. You want unicorn tears? This is it. They are clear, almost like a half pearl, but they do have that purple and teal kind of iridescence to it. You have to see it in person. I'm sure it's not translating very well, but it is gorgeous. We have espresso. How pretty is that? Stargazer, which is like navy blue. We have bubblegum, and we have sky blue. So a whole new selection of Pinkfresh jewels for you to choose from. And in this handy dandy little pouch. I love these little pouches. They're so easy to get the jewels in and out of. And I like that they're all the same size, because then they can just fit in my little tray. And away we go. All right, let me put these all back in the bin. And we will move on. So next up is Spellbinders. We're still waiting for our holiday stuff. I believe it has arrived. However, it is still sitting in boxes because it is huge. I think there's something like 8 boxes. And so we need the time to process and make sure we get everything correct. So I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a little bit longer on the holiday stuff. But if there's something you want, you let us know, and we will make sure we put your name on it when it comes out of the box. Matt needs a vacation, he says. I agree. Sherry needs a vacation too, and we leave on Friday. So actually, before we get into Spellbinders, why don't I talk about Friday? What's happening on Friday? Well, once again, we have Flash Sale Friday. And Darlene is in charge. So we're not even 100% sure what she's going to pull out of her sleeve. So make sure you tune in live on Facebook at 10 a.m. on Friday. She's going to have some good deals, and you know, the boss is away, so who knows? Who knows what Darlene and Marcy and Chris and Tanya and Carol will get up to while we are gone. All I'm going to say is you probably don't want to miss it, and we're going to have to make sure we tune in too, just to keep an eye on things. What else have we got going on? The August Summer Challenge Kit is now available for sale and ready for pickup. So if you want to see what your creativity can do and we can push you guys out of your comfort zone a little bit, make sure you grab one of those summer challenge kits. I don't think we have many left, and I know last time that people were quite disappointed that they missed out. You want to see what people are making with the July challenge? Then just go to our Papercrafts Inner Circle. So that is news and announcements. Actually 2 more. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me. I was facing away from the camera. 2 more announcements. Still have Christmas in July going. Go and get those super savings on Christmas paper, Christmas stamps, Christmas dies, everything Christmas. Just 1 week left. And come and see me tomorrow, Darlene on Friday, from 10 until 6. We have our extended summer hours. So there you go. There is our announcement portion of tonight. And so let's go back to our regular scheduled programming. From Spellbinders, first and foremost, we have the coveted, the long sought after, the very difficult to bring in Be Bold blooms from Spellbinders. This has been probably one of the breakout hits from Spellbinders in 2022. Beautiful flowers, beautiful blooms, lots of different combinations and permutations that you can make. Again, one of the hottest dyes that are out there right now. Eileen says she needs it. Eileen, go grab it before it's gone. They are coming in little drips and drabs. Spellbinders is air freighting them in because they can't keep it in stock. We are continue to grab them. So if you want this amazing die set, go and grab it right now. Be Bold blooms from Spellbinders, super, super hot. And let's say it all together. It's so pretty. TM.
We have 10 left right now.
Matt says we have 10 left. 10, just 10. So go and grab them. All right, we have some new stacking dies, nesting dies from Spellbinders. There is this beautiful arched set. And if you saw a few weeks ago when I showed you some of the things that we made from the holiday trade show with Spellbinders, this features quite prominently. You're going to see a lot of this arched look, and it just finishes that card, or that you could use this as a photo mat. Finishes things beautifully. And look how many dies you get. And I'm not even going to count because it's too close together. There are 16 dies. So you could absolutely cut a mat, cut a smaller mat, cut a smaller mat, and then cut your photo. Use it as a photo mat. We also have the nested diamonds. This one has 12 cutting dies. But again, look at the beautiful pattern you can make with that die. And it doesn't end there, because there is a coordinating foil plate for these two shapes. I've used my arch die a fair bit from my trade show. I showed it in my demo that night, and it just works like a dream. The diamond, I'm sure, works very similarly. You can also use this as a solid plate to do negative patterns as well. So if you've already used your foil once, use it again and get the negative side. And then there's one last piece that I'm going to show you that goes with this diamond as well. And that is this beautiful crossed line card front, hot foil plate. It's got these beautiful diagonal lines. But look, that shape there, does it look familiar? You could pull the matching center or diamond die out of this to cut the center, make a window, stack and layer, all of that good stuff. Spellbinders is thinking of everything these days. One thing I want to call your attention to, if you are receiving Spellbinders goods from us, or you're shopping in the store, they have done a lot of similar artwork for multiple products. So this same artwork might be on the packaging for the sentiments as well. There's only a couple of cases where this happens, but just make sure you turn things over, see what you're actually getting, or if you are looking for something in your package and you don't think you got it, there's lots of great call outs and messages to help you find those items. And then last but not least from Spellbinders, we have restock on our fabulous best ever craft tape, which we all love. It is great for holding your dies in place. It is great for doing things through your die cutting, your foiling and whatnot. But now there's two more sizes. So there's the Big Daddy. This one is 1 1/4 inches wide. Nice, great wide width, especially if you are doing the hinge method with your foiling, where you create a hinge to tuck your foil in so that it stays in place, or so that you can refoil in the case of a boo-boo. And then there is the little one, little skinny one, 1/4 inch, great for some masking. And again, for those really delicate dies where you don't want a lot of tape showing or tape getting in the way, this great stuff is perfect for that. So three great sizes for the best ever craft tape from Spellbinders. All right, Matt, what else do you have for me out there? How about I think I've seen Ellen watching, so let's bring out some Halloween for Ellen. And this is where I can give you a little sneak peek of one of the projects that I worked on. If you recall, I think it was last week, we showed you the Graphic 45 Charmed collection and said that the single sheets were kind of lost in the middle of nowhere. Well, look what showed up today. Just today, the single sheets from the Charmed collection is now in stock, and I thought I would take you through all the papers, and then I do have a project. Now, Ellen, if you're watching, this one is for you. All right, so we have Charmed, which is this beautiful purple with stars. And there is that signature paper with all the great collage, this cute little girl saying boo, the masquerading witches. We have this one called So Spooky with the purple flowers and a great little pumpkin paper. Black cats with my favorite green background called Sit for a Spell, and a great little border sheet on the back. Frankly Frightful. Look at those moons and the stars. And I love this kind of Harlequin diagonal plaid pattern on the back with all of those great little icons. Here we have Oh Bats instead of Oh Rats. If the Broom Fits, Charmed, No Tricks, All Treats, Frankly Frightful, Hey Pumpkin. And again, that's a great little border piece that you could cut some beautiful strips out of that. This one is simply called Hey Pumpkin. Lots of cute little jack-o'-lanterns and then bigger jack-o'-lanterns on the back. And Let's Party with a great stripe. And here is all the masquerading party goers in their graphic 45 costumes. And last but not least, If the Broomstick Fits, there's a great little title page, or you can use these as cut-aparts as well. I would probably very carefully cut out that frame there. So I've got the frame, create my layout within the frame, and more pumpkins on the back. So let me show you the project I made. So Graphic 45 last night was my last class of the trade show. And boy, oh boy, they did not disappoint. They're usually one of my favorite classes, and this time was no exception. I'm going to raise the camera because I really need to get you the full view of this. My apologies if we're shaking here. But look at this. Look at this beautiful witch's hat that we made using this amazing paper line. And we decorated it with some of the Graphic 45 flowers. But guess what? It's not just a hat. It's not just a decoration. It is functional. It is actually one of the circle boxes from Graphic 45 that we decorated. And Monica, the lovely lady who taught this class, said, this one is for candy. So make sure you put candy inside and then you put the hat on top. Now I've already got some ideas of how we can adapt this for Christmas. I love the ribbon on top. So I just need to get a few sheets of paper and I need to get a few more of these boxes in. But look for a class inspired by this project. That's all I'm going to say. Inspired by this coming soon. The circle boxes come as a nested set. So that was the smaller box that I just showed you. We also decorated the larger box. And this is where all of those people who love fussy cutting are going to love this project because we fussy cut out of that signature page and have the decorations on the top. And then this pops open. You could decorate the inside top as well, but we just decorated the bottom. Such a fun project and so easy to do. So I can't wait to get more of these boxes in. They're sitting in my cart just waiting for me to hit the go button. But we will do a class on this, or you can grab some when they come in and just see what amazing creations you come up with. All right. We do have a little bit more product to show you, but while we're showing samples, let me show you a few more things that I made. So I'm just going to drop this back down. That way Matt can bring me in, yeah, he can bring me in the rest of the holiday stuff.
I'm distracted. I'm texting.
Matt says he's distracted, sending you guys messages, getting things set up so you can shop.
Oh, no, I'm planning vacation stuff.
Oh, he says he's planning vacation stuff. Well, we need to get him back to work, so just put it on top. I can sort through it. Don't worry about that one.
No? Okay.
All right, so I do have permission to show everything that I am going to show you. This one is for Lawn Fawn fans. The next Lawn Fawn release is August 25th. That means our PJ party will be August 24th. It is all things fall, Halloween, Christmas, and winter. And it is nothing but adorable. So these are just some sneak peeks.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. Just some sneak peeks. And that's all I'm going to say. Beyond, if you are a Lawn Fawn fan, you need to start saving your pennies. All right. Next up, I'm going to show you. Let's see. I'm going to show you some projects from Geo Arches. And I'm super excited about some of these. This one is actually a shaped card. Oop. So So I'm not saying too much because I want these to be teasers. I'm not going to give away too many secrets. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Again, I've got ideas. I've got ways to answer some of the things you guys have been asking for. So more ideas are coming soon. All right, next up is some projects from TCW, the Crafters Workshop. Not us, there is actually a company called the Crafters Workshop. And they specialize in stencil butters and pastes and stencils. So I want to hear some oohs, I want to hear some ahs, I want to see hearts and thumbs up. This is a technique called bubbling your butter. And this will inspire a class as well. So if you are interested in any of this stuff, then definitely let us know. This was probably my favorite creation of the whole week. All right. Was that enough teaser? No. I'm going to show you some more inspiration. This was using the Lakeside. We did 8 cards. So you can just take all of these products that you've already seen and just create to your heart's content. So these will go back to the store and they will be available for you to come and peek at. One other thing.
Sandra says interested. I don't know what you said right here. She's interested.
I think Sandra, just clarify in the comment, but I think you're interested in a stencil butter class. Is that correct? There will be more information coming. Like I said, some of this stuff is just so fresh in my head. It hasn't made its way out yet, but we will have lots more information for you. We also have permission to give you a sneak peek of something new that's coming from Spellbinders. It will be released in October. And I haven't even done the calculations on it yet to take it from US to Canadian pricing. But this is something you might want to put on your wish list. And if you are interested, then please email us and we will put you on a wish list notification list. And that is a advent calendar that is coming from Spellbinders. There are dies and embossing folders and all kinds of amazing things. The boxes, I'm going to say approximately a 9 by 12-ish size. It opens up. So that gives you a sense. And if you look at this picture, there's a couple of little sneaky peekies in there. So dies, stamps, embossing folders, stencils, and embellishments. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's just a teaser. All right. So we're going to go forward in our time machine just a little bit further. And Matt says I'm mean, but we are going to forget about the heat and humidity, and we are going to think about snow. So I'm going to start with Graphic 45 because we ended the Halloween with Graphic 45. I'm just trying to get all the bits over here. Here is Warm Wishes. This is our second shipment, guys. The first one I didn't even have a chance to show to you because as soon as it went up line, you guys gobbled it all up. So if you missed out or if you want more, Warm Wishes from Graphic 45 is back in the house. And just look at all of those amazing rich colors. There are deep greens and gorgeous reds and gold on this black background. The cardinal features quite prominently, and I will say the cardinal is pretty prominent in a lot of different companies' holiday releases. Very, very typical Graphic 45 in that you have a signature page, you have some collage pages. This one has a gorgeous tag page, and you know what? It is absolutely just stunning. And so we are restocked on all the things. Collection pack, solids pack, sticky fingers, 8x8 pad, sticker sheet, ephemera, journaling cards, and chipboard. This by far has, well, I was going to say it's been the most popular Christmas line this year, but I think it's one of the first that have come out of the gate. So that's kind of misleading, but I will tell you it is absolutely gorgeous. And that is inspiring my version of the witch's hat. It won't be a Christmas witch's hat, I promise. But I've got some ideas. So that is Warm Wishes from Graphic 45. And then we have 2 holiday lines from Photoplay. Let me take a look. Actually, no, just 1 holiday line with lots and lots of bits. So this one's called It's a Wonderful Christmas. And again, Photoplay does the traditional and non-traditional working together really well. So we've got our very traditional reds, we've got our Christmas lights, we've got our adorable Santa, we've got our snowman, but I love how they pair it with more of a tealy green as opposed to a deep green, but the deep green is there. Some great little winter scenes. These, I want to call them taupe or caramel kind of backgrounds. Lots of snow. Their signature plaids. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's the sticker sheet here. I mean, who can resist those adorable little snowmen? So much fun. We have a card kit. So if you are looking to get started on your holiday card making, then this is absolutely the kit to get. Fast and easy. You just follow the instructions, cut on the lines, and away you go. You have enough supplies in this kit to make 8 cards. 8 cards. But if you just add on, is this, yep, this is it. This is the card making sticker sheet. You can make 8 more cards, or you can do your own designs. You could really extend that pack really, really easily. Want to do your own creations? There is a 6x6 pad as well. There is the ephemera pack. And let me tell you, these little stamps are keepers for sure. I kind of think these snowmen look like marshmallows themselves, but it goes really well with the hot cocoa, some great little sentiments, and away we go. So that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're right on schedule, and I'm so excited to bring you all this new stuff. Make sure you tune in for Darlene's Flash Friday on Friday, obviously at 10 a.m. And then Darlene is going to have a very special edition of What's New next Wednesday. So she's going to show you a whole bunch of new stuff as well. Plus, I'm going to invite her to show her samples. She joined me in the trade shows this week, and every time I took a class, she took a different class. So I'm going to invite her to share her samples with you next week as well. So make sure you tune in, give her lots of love, give her great numbers and hearts and thumbs up and comments, and we'll see you when we get back, because when we get back, guess what? It's anniversary month. 5 years, guys. 5-year anniversary, and boy, do we have some good stuff for you. So, signing off, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful rest of your week, and happy crafting. It's so pretty. TM.